Welcome. In this video, we will explore the dark web and its impact on the internet, talking about what it is and how it works, and some of the ethical pitfalls associated with this network. So, what is the dark web? The dark web is part of the World Wide Web that can only be accessed via specialized software. It exists on a distinct network that runs alongside or on top of the typical internet that we think about. And the most common software that we utilize to access dark websites and services is the Tor browser. And this is available freely online. It's just a website you navigate to and you download the browser. It's built in the Firefox shell, so it will have a similar look and feel to Firefox, but it has access in addition to all the top level internet sites, special dark websites that use the .onion, .onion suffix. To contextualize the dark web a bit, let's look at the internet itself and how it's structured. So, when we are traditionally interacting with the internet, we are interacting with two layers of the internet. That is the surface web and the deep web, shown in this famous iceberg analogy. And the surface web are web pages that can be accessed by anyone without needing any kind of authentication or other way of logging into a system. And so if we go to the front page of a university's website, we go to a ESPN, CNN website, and we're just looking at the front page or free articles that are available on those sites, then we are interacting with surface web pages. Uh, Deep web are pages that exist on various sites that require some kind of additional authentication or access. And so, given those same examples, university website, ESPN, CNN, those kinds of websites, if you're having to log in to access an article or to access a profile or to check your grades, then you're accessing part of the deep web. It's consisting of content that exists below the surface. It's content that must be accessed only through special means. You can't see it, you can't index it in a site like Google. And so that content is part of the deep web. And the deep web actually makes up the vast majority of content that exists on the internet. Most of our content on the web, it does exist behind some kind of blockade or wall that only allows certain people to access it. The dark web is a subset of the deep web then. So it does require some additional tools in order to access it. And it cannot be accessed via just a traditional browser. In fact, it is accessed using a specific type of networking. And we can see that here with how the Tor network works. And so Tor is designed in order to encrypt or in some ways obscure what content is being sent between a user and a destination website or server in order to protect that user and to protect that destination as well. And so when you try to connect to a website using the Tor browser or any dark web pathway, it is sending that request to access information through a series of relays. And these are computers or servers that are set up around the world that it is randomly sending your request through, layering on levels of encryption so that that request and who requested it cannot be seen by somebody on the outside. And then it reaches the destination, the server that hosts the content, and then that content is sent back to that same user. And so the whole idea behind this process is that it obscures the ability of outside agencies, individuals from seeing who is accessing what content and where certain content is being hosted. That leads to some of the ethical issues with the dark web about sites and servers hosting illegal content. However, it can also be used for positive purposes of circumventing censorship and other kinds of ways of obfuscating important content that would need to be available to users. And so you can think about users in a country where certain news and information might be censored. And the ability to use the Tor network to access that content could be really important and a positive development for supporting those individuals accessing the information they need and being able to participate in a broader global discussion in society. These are a few of the popular dark web services that are available today. Tor is by far the most popular and would be recommended for any novice user wanting to just explore what this is about. It's also a browser that could just be used to have a secure browser to access the internet, even if you're not using it to access specific dark web sites or services. It can just be a very ultra secure browser for you to use when interacting with the internet. Freenet and I2P are a bit different. They're more peer-to-peer sharing of content, information, files. So they're going to be more specific and purpose-driven in how they're designed, but also very important in that sphere of growing dark web services. So that is it for the content for this video, but I want to encourage you, as always, to go out and learn more about these different tools that I'm talking about in these videos. So here are two resources for you, and I'll link to these in the description of this video. One is a 2019 article that I actually wrote myself, and this is going to talk about many of the things I just discussed in this video in a bit more detail. What is the dark web? What are some of the myths about the dark web, and how could it be used for positive purposes as well? And then the dark web explained, which is kind of a broad explainer of the dark web and some of the potential dark web related risks. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in our next recording.